Coming up, I finally get good. And to do that, I go on an epic adventure for villagers, build a wither skeleton skull farm, do some diamond mining with a giant tunnel bore, do some netherite mining with a giant tunnel bore, and do some bastion raiding with a normal sized sword. I also finally get a jetpack, fight a wither, get a beacon, and build a fully automatic multi-tree wood farm. Let's create. In the last episode, I made this amazing wither skeleton crushing farm in the overworld, and it has been running well and generating me a whole bunch of XP. We've got 29 buckets worth now, as well as over 17,000 bones, 6,500 coal, and a bunch of dyes and bone meal. And in today's episode, we're going to be turning this into a wither skeleton skull farm, as well as getting totally geared up with netherite and enchantments and all that sort of good stuff. And that's good, because while I've been AFK here, letting that run, we've got a bit of a problem. We got a whole bunch of pillagers that just seem to have appeared. And the other thing we're going to be doing today is to be building some accommodation for the idiots that are over here. These idiots who have given me a quest to build them an entire mining town in order to get information about where Roxy's been kidnapped to. So we're going to have to get on with that as well. But first things first, yet again, I'm surrounded by oak and birch, and all I want is spruce and dark oak. So we're going to have to get my little gyrocopter thingy-mabobby, go on an adventure. If I can get in, it would be really handy. Come on, stop throwing me out, just put me in. There we go, finally. Now I'm wondering if I can deal with all of these pillagers by just unloading them. They're still there. Oh, they seem to be disappearing, but that might just be a visual thing. I'll fly away a reasonable distance and then go back and find out. Here we go, we're coming back, and it looks like, yeah, I can see the idiots, but all of the pillagers have gone. I defeated them, hurrah! Right, anyway, adventure time. In fact, before I go anywhere, I think it's time I actually upgraded this backpack, which means I just need a little bit of brass casing. And now hopefully when I put that in there and surround it by those, it's going to turn into a brass backpack. And that should mean I'll be able to stack even more in one stack on this now and hold a whole bunch more stuff. So now I'm ready to head off on my big adventure. And I think the first place we need to stop are some villages. Now, while I'm at these villages, I am going to have to keep my eyes on villagers, because I am going to need some villagers later on. But before we get to that, it's stealing time. Oh, look, copper golems. Can I can make it work. There's two of them. I want one. Bed, don't need a bed. Oh, look at these. Fancy beehives, and it's got bees in it. Ah, villagers. Right, you, all I'm going to do, sir, is put you in your house, right? And then I'm just going to block your door up so you can't escape. Okay? Good. I'm glad we had this talk. More villagers, please. You. Can I put you in there without you escaping? I can. Good. Wow, what are these? Beehive villagers. Look at these. Beekeepers. And you can trade... I can trade flowers. Yoink. Ooh, goodies. Ooh, a brewing stand. More stuff. And melons. Yoink. You can go in there. Yoink. And you can... Hey, they've shut the door. No shutting the door. Get rid of that door and then they won't be able to close it. Another waystone. That's going to make going home very easy. Thank you very much. Ah, but finally, some barley seeds. That's going to come in handy later. Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, not lying. I think you're lying. I'm not. Oh, an elephant. Don't go near the elephant, sir. Oh, and rhinoceroses. I'll save you. Another one for there. And yoink. In fact, I think, Mr. Beekeeper, you should ride this elephant. There you go. Can I pick up a rhino? This one's got a baby, so it's probably not a good idea to mess with those guys. Oh, look, he's doing something with his foot. So this village is complete, and I have a whole bunch of villagers all in here ready to be collected at some point when I might need them. So let's just fully block them in so they can't escape. Oh yeah, you should add the immersive aircraft mod, FoxyNoTail. It's really good. It is when you can get in them. I don't understand why it keeps kicking me out all the time. There's perhaps a mod conflict or something that I'm not aware of. So I'm going to head off in this direction and probably should investigate some of these meteors, because I'm going to be doing AE2 at some point. But the reason I'm going this way is because if we fly over here, there's a big old village over here to discover, and another one here as well. Spruce! I've been distracted. I thought you're going the other way. I know, but spruce, mate. That's like one of the key reasons for coming out here. Oh, and another waystone. They're going to be very valuable. I need it. Oh, that means I've got to get out of this thing again, though. And then I go, oh, jeez. Yoink. And this last one should do it. There we go. Let me in. Oh, oh man, I'm getting so distracted. Hey, guys, I can't just click on them. I think I can shear them and get their flowers. It just turned into a cow. and gave me some buttercups. Oh, amazing. Well, I need a bit of beef, actually, mate. And for good measure, we'll make a waypoint where they are so that we know where to find them in future. A snail. And in this village, I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. Take them for all of their worth, if I can actually find anything worth taking. Ooh, what's that? Kernels. Ooh, emeralds. And of course, rescue as many villagers as I can. And sir, you have just designated this as the... No. My goodness me. This is going to be your safety house. Don't wander off, sir. Come back. Some giant big buildings here. Full of books. Oh, good. I'm going to need books, but I don't want to destroy these until I've got Silk Touch. Sweeping Edge, Riptide. Oh, and Lecterns. They'll come in very handy today. More junk. People to save. Come here.
Stop saving me.
No, you need saving, sir. I need to put you in a different house.
That was my house.
No, it wasn't. Your house is up here. The safety house is just up here, sir.
But I like that one.
No, you need to go in there where you're safe.
I was safe. We had doors.
No, you weren't safe, sir. Ooh, corn. You need saving.
I don't need saving.
I'm taking you to your friend that also didn't want saving.
Oh, okay then.
Right, little piggy, I need you because you look like the perfect hat for an iron golem. There you go, sir. That'll keep the rain off, don't you worry about it. And you'll be able to smell bacon all day. What more could you want from a hat? And in here, we've got a blast furnace, a cauldron, ooh, a smithing table. Oh, wow, look at all this meat. Got a jukebox. So we're just going to make our way inside of this meteorite. And here we go. The Certus Quartz Buds. Should also be a mysterious box full of things, but I'm not seeing that anywhere in here either. Ooh, rich soil. Oh, and compost too. You guys can all live in the church. You know, I may have accidentally stacked a couple of villagers on top of each other in this one. That was an accident, guys. I didn't mean... Oh, geez, now they're dying. I'm sorry. So no, don't go in the water. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I can't get them off. Oh, jeez. You guys are not gonna... Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oops. And now we can make a quick getaway and pretend that I didn't kill those villagers. They killed themselves. There we go. Coming in for landing near the dark oak trees. And that brings me to a problem with this mod pack. You see, the way you start off with AE2 is you're supposed to get inscriber things, which you get from these meteorites as well as the Certus Quartz. However, because these meteorites make such an abomination of the landscape around them, I tried very hard when I started this world to turn them off in the config. I didn't want any meteorites in the world, and I think all that actually did was stop the magic boxes from spawning in the meteorites, which means we've now got millions of meteorites all over the world, but no way of actually starting the AE2 stuff. And if you want to fix that on your world, you need to open the common config file for Applied Energistics 2 and change the spawn presses in meteorites to true instead of false. Don't know why I turned that one to false instead of true, but there we go. I'm an idiot. So now that I'm back, I've got a few jobs to do. First of all, I've got to clear out all this junk out of my inventory. Then I need to go and grab a few villagers and then decorate the inside of this wither skeleton farm down here. But before I do that, I'm going to need a whole bunch of spruce wood and dark oak wood. But the very first thing I'm going to do is pop a waystone down in here, and then I can go straight back to my beach house, which is very handy. And the other place I'm going to need a waystone is where I squirreled away all of these villagers over here. Hey guys, would anyone like to stand close enough that there we go. I guess I've got a long walk back. Now these villagers are going to be living down here underneath the wither skeleton spawner farm, and that's where I'm going to be able to get the stuff that I need to actually trade with them, because as you can see, we got a whole bunch of coal. You're going in a hole, mate. There you go. And you can trade coal with armorers, butchers, fishermen, toolsmith and weaponsmiths. However, it looks like the fishermen, you get more emeralds for your coal. So maybe that's a good place to start. And that shouldn't be too difficult, because all I need to do is give this guy a barrel. Don't move. And there we go. You're a fisherman that doesn't accept coal. About now. Oh, don't. No. You live in there. We'll just throw a trapdoor in there. That'll stop you escaping. And hopefully, why are you not... Look, there's a barrel right there. Get a job. Get a job. Get a job. Seriously, still no coal. And there we go. This villager now has the coal trade, which means I can go and grab a whole bunch of coal from here and then generate a whole bunch of emeralds from them. Fantastic. And you're going to be living down in here too, sir. To have a brewing stand, you can become a cleric. Thank you very much. We're also going to need a Fletcher, an armorer, and finally for now, we just need one librarian to get those mending enchantments. Oh, I've just got to get you to actually trade the things I need you to trade. So a few minutes later, and we've now got a whole bunch of villagers in here. This one does Unbreaking 3, this one does Mending, and this one does Protection 4. And the Protection 4 and the Mending pretty much came out straight away, but it took me an absolute age to get Unbreaking. And then I spent a little bit of time at this little enchanting table here, re-rolling the enchantments, taking levels out of the machine so that I could get a couple of efficiency books, the Silk Touch and a looting book. And now this pickaxe has got Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, Mending and Efficiency 5 on it. And that's making digging down this little new area for my spruce and oak wood farm substantially easier and substantially quicker, but it's still very, very slow. So I want to speed it up even more. And that means it's time to upgrade this wither skeleton farm into a beacon factory, or at least a wither skeleton skull farm, so that I can fight withers and get some, well, beacons. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to see my little mending friend, grab myself another mending book, stick that onto this sword, and this sword's also going to need looting 3 on there as well. And I'm going to have to do a serious amount of demolition inside of this thing. So the idea here is I'm going to be putting in a deployer with a sword, which basically acts as a player kill when it kills the wither skeletons. But what I want to do is make sure that I can still have the crushing wheel system in place if I need it, so I need to be able to switch in between. And the way I'm going to do that is with redstone links. We'll have a redstone link set up for the crushing wheels and one set up for the sword with the deployer, and then I'll be able to turn them on and off as I need to. Now the first thing I'm going to need to do is actually move all of the stuff we've already got in place, but I need to move them because I need to move these pistons down a block. In order to power them, it's going to be pretty much the same, still with the shafts and the gearboxes coming out of each side, but I now need these to be out of the way of where we're going to be bringing up another chain drive for the deployer, because if I move this block here, yeah, that's exactly where our deployer is going to be going. Just there, like that, facing into the wall. We're going to put it in attack mode. We're going to put a chute underneath it, and that's going to have a filter on it to stop it from sending the sword back out. And then I'm just going to give it the sword. And that means I need to move all of this stuff. Underneath the chute, we're going to have another storage interface, and then I just need to break that block, I believe. And possibly another one of these as well, because I need to link that to our storage system, which is down here. And this would be much easier if I got rid of those chutes up there, move that interface up to the top there, and then I can just connect those to each other with that. And now that should be connected to the storage system. It is. So in order to power the deployer, we're going to need this chain drive coming up the side here like this, and then we're going to need to stick a clutch on there with a redstone link on it in receive mode with the sword and the deployer's filters, and then when I flick that switch, that's going to turn this clutch on and off. I also need to power this clutch from this side, which means bringing a little bit of shaft along the back here and a little bit more chain drive just there, and that should be our sword going now. Wow, that's a lot of wither skeletons. So if I unlock that, there we go, we can hear the deployer going now. And that should be making relatively short work of those wither skeletons. There it goes. There we go. We're getting wither skeleton skulls in here now. 5 of them already. Look at them all jumping. You're getting minced, guys. So now all I need to do is reconnect the other system, which is basically just going to be a chain drive coming down from that shaft there, joining this shaft over to that one there, and then just rejigging all of this. Now at the moment, my little power station doesn't have enough power to keep up with everything all plugged in at the same time. So I'm going to turn off the crushing wheels for now. Now it should have plenty of power for the deployer, and that means I can even speed up that sword. We should be able to get away with around about 128 with just the deployer. Oh, and you can hear it going a lot faster now. Now if we had Smite 5 on there, it's pretty much one hit kill for the wither skeletons, so it would definitely be worth trying to get that enchantment, and so would Sweeping Edge, because it would be able to get a whole bunch more of them in one hit. But the good thing is we've already got 35 wither skeleton skulls, so it's definitely working. So a little while later, I've done a little bit of trading with villagers. I also used my very last 2 diamonds to make a brand new diamond sword. I spent a little while enchanting that on here in order to get it with Smite 5 and Sweeping Edge, combined it with the sword in the deployer, and now that's making much swifter work of those wither skeletons, which means we're getting more XP because it's using less to mend itself. We're getting a whole bunch of wither skeleton skulls, and of course that means we've got a whole bunch of experience in our tanks. And that means it's almost wither fighting time. But I'm not fighting the wither in this rubbish armor. At this point, it was time to gear up, so I flew back over to the large village to steal some books, flew back to upgrade my tunnel bore, and then used the waystone to pop back to Coconut Palms to do some diamond mining. The tunnel bore was chewing up so much deep slate, I had to throw an absolute ton of it out to make room for all of the shinies it was picking up, and then I took it up a few layers to grab some andesite as I was running low. I was also running low on zinc, so I grabbed a bunch of that while it was chewing its way through the stone, and then threw out even more stacks of of junk I don't need. Then I headed back to empty all of the good stuff out into my temporary storage system. Back at Misty Shores once again, I pressed some iron to make vaults, threw all of the ores I just got into a crusher to get even more XP and some crushed ores that I could then smelt in the blaster. While I was there, I took some time to craft up some more andesite alloy with the andesite we just got, as well as some much needed andesite casing. And at that point, I could finally craft up some more storage boxes that I used to set up a temporary storage area inside of the mine entrance. After being interrupted by a couple of creepers that appeared from nowhere, I could hear the wandering winemaker. So I headed out, bought one of everything he had, and then he just sort of disappeared magically. So I tamed his donkeys that he'd left behind and took them into the mine. With the storage system now complete and all of my items nicely organised, I spent a whole ton of emeralds and levels buying books and rolling enchantments on the enchantment table to get all of my tools, armour and my new sword fully enchanted. And now I'm pretty much ready to go and fight that wither. I've got a nice Smite 4 sword with sweeping edge, unbreaking, mending and looting. I've got fortune and silk touch pickaxes. I've got a diamond axe. I've got a silk touch efficiency 5 shovel. And my armor's got protection 4, aqua affinity, fire protection 4, protection 4, and protection 4 again with depth strider 3 and feather falling. Oh, this is going to be good. But there's one more thing that I need, as well as netherite. I still need netherite. Which of course meant heading to the nether with my tunnel bore. First I had to get down to lava level, dig down to the floor of the nether and then set up the drilling machine. And dodging the lava I followed the machine, digging out any ancient debris that it left behind. And once I'd gone far enough one way, I turned around and came back again. And there we go, that should just about do it. We got a bunch of blackstone, a whole bunch of gravel and soul sand, a little bit of coal, a bit of flint, some gold and some quartz, and of course an absolute boatload of netherrack. As well as all of this netherrack I've been putting in my backpack. And from all of that mining, we managed to get a whole 32 ancient debris, which is not a lot, but it's going to be enough. That being said, ancient debris is totally useless on its own. Of course, we're going to need a smithing template. And for that, I think I'd like a gold helmet with some decent enchantments on it. Oh, Unbreaking 3, Protection 4, I was going to put those on it anyways. While I'm here, it would make sense to try and get a decent bow. I do have an infinity book in here, but I kind of like power 4 or 5 ideally. Or power 4. Infinity, Unbreaking, power 4 bow. And last but not least, I need one more mending book and one more unbreaking book, and we can put those on my shield. So now I'm all ready to go. Let's do this. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a bastion right round here somewhere. I believe that's a bastion. We've just got to get to it, which could be interesting. Precariously bridging across lava to get into a bastion. What could go wrong? No, that could go wrong. No, thank you. Why are you so difficult to hit? Why are you just firing at me constantly? This is a nightmare. Oh my goodness, there's millions of them. Stop it. Oh, I'm going to have to go fast here. Just make ourselves a little bit of a safety platform here in case we get chased down by some piglins. We've got somewhere to come and hide. Oh, there's a brute. My shield worked. There's a couple of normal piglins here. Some very precarious ledges. I guess here goes. No upgrades. I've no idea if this is the right type of bastion I need to get in to get a netherite upgrade template, but we'll soon find out, I guess. Off you go, sir. To the lava, please. Oh, another one. That's it. You do exactly the same thing. Off you go. Oh, another chest. Let's see what's in it. Oh, nothing that I need. Wow, there's a whole bunch of piglins down there. There's another brute there. Okay, what have we got in here? Soul speed 1, but no templates. Another brute. Don't hit the pigman. Just the brutes. Oh no, I hit a pigman. It was with a bow though, so it didn't seem to count. Got him. There's a chap over there. I wonder if I can knock that guy off. I've got him. What about you? Yeah, got them. Oh, fire. Now I've reached the gold thing. Oh no, and there's a ghast. No. How do you see me from all the way over? Over here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, return to sender. Nice. Ow. Whoa, why are you suddenly mad at me? Whoa, I was near the edge then. What are you upset for? Stop it. Now you are over there. Oh, no, oh, jeez. Oh, fine, okay, I guess I'm taking on you guys. I did nothing to you. Well, it looks like this bastion's a bust, so I'm gonna have to find another one. Oh, there's one. That was convenient. Well, here it is, bastion number 2, and I've just got to get over to it. And this one's absolutely ram-packed with piglins. Make it a little bit safer again. All I need is one template. We got a smith. Yeah, I don't want one of those. I want trim. I need upgrades, mate. Netherite. Ooh, yeah, don't go that way. Yay, we got one, a netherite template. That's all I need. So with all of our new diamonds and that netherite, we can now duplicate this thing, and I'm going to duplicate it a bunch. I want a whole bunch of these things. Oh, I got 15. Jeez, I want more. Oh, wait, that was all my diamonds? Okay, we're just going to have 15 of these then. And using a bunch of this gold that we got, we can turn all of that into netherite ingots. 8 of them. And now it's time to upgrade my gear, starting with my helmet, my chest plate, my leggings, my boots, and why not my sword, my pickaxe, my axe, and my shovel as well. And now we're completely out of netherite, but I need more. For the last thing I want to do, I need more netherite. In fact, I just need 2 more pieces. Oh, jeez. So I guess I'm not going to be making the jetpack that I was planning on making today. And that's probably just about everything we need. Except for I really wanted a jetpack to do it. Makes it so much easier with a jetpack. But the jetpack upgrade requires netherite back tanks, which of course are copper back tanks, but with netherite. This armor's paid for itself. And yes, of course, I'm going to go and get some more netherite. I want that jetpack. And here we go, I now have the backpack, flight upgrade, and a couple of back tanks for air. So if I put that into my backpack and put the back tanks in, up we go, here we go, I'm flying. I have a jetpack, I can fly, and I can hover. And I think the perfect spot's going to be right down here, just where I was mining diamonds earlier. As long as I avoid the lava, of course. How hard could it be? Here we go, it's Wither Killer in time. This really shouldn't take long at all with this sword. Oh, I don't even think I needed the jetpack. Well, that was easy. There we go, we got a beacon beam. Now I can set that to Haste 2. It's like butter. It's going to be the fastest room I've ever dug out. And that didn't take very long at all. So now it's indoor tree farm time. So this is my little tree farm plan, and whilst it looks like a bit of a complicated beast, it's relatively simple. We're going to be growing oak and spruce and dark oak, and each one has deployers underneath which are being fed saplings through these chutes with fans underneath, and they're just being fed by these belts which are linked to the storage system. On the other side of each sapling there's a dispenser being fed bone meal from chutes which are attached to a belt on this side which is also attached to the storage system. There's a chain drive underneath the whole thing just powering everything, and above we've got 3 individual contraptions being controlled by the smart observers which are looking for logs. So when these saplings get turned into logs by the bone meal, the tree will grow, that will observe it, and it will send these contraptions backwards and forwards which will chop down the trees, pick up the logs and the sticks and the apples and the saplings, and then they just get fed back into the system using the storage interfaces underneath through these passer blocks and back into here. So if I go ahead and turn this thing on, you'll see the trees grow, then they get chopped down, and everything just cycles itself through. We just need to feed it bone meal, which of course back on the server we are farming in high quantities from our wither skeleton farm. So all we need to do is feed that through into my new room that we've got over here, turn it into bone meal and feed it into the system that I'm sort of part way through building. Now I've already got a bone meal box in this part of the storage system, and currently that's voiding off any extra bone meal we're getting. So I'm going to stick a whole bunch of capacity upgrades in there so we can hold plenty of bone meal, and that means when we mill all of that down into bone meal, this should have plenty of space to store over 1 million of it. And in order to turn that into bone meal, we're just gonna make a little system through here, and all we need to do is stick on another storage interface with a chute underneath it. We'll have a millstone sat underneath that, a chute coming out of there, and then another storage interface at the bottom for it all to go back into. That means we need another smart chute so that we can tell it we only want bones going in there. And now if I put that back there, we should get bones coming through there and into there. So now we just need to power this millstone and connect this interface back to the storage system. We just need to bring some more storage trim down the side there, so that's going to connect that as well. And just a little bit of power in here, which I think we can sneak in even more chain drive into here. We'll have a little bit facing up there, And then we'll just bring that across there to meet that one. And now our mill's going. And now we're creating white dye and hopefully bone meal as well. If we go through here, we should see the bones are going down and the bone meal is going up. So now everything's nice and tidy and all we need is some power. How hard could that be? And now we got steam power. We've got a nice level 4 boiler which is chugging away, now powering absolutely everything in the other room, powered by these water wheels back here, which means we've got absolutely plenty of power for all of this stuff, and it should mean we've got plenty of power left over for our wood farm and hopefully a whole bunch of machinery too, which is why I've made this room so big, because at the moment the only way I can process anything is to keep having to go back to Misty Shores, which is quite annoying. So yeah, we're going to have a workshop in here too. However, there's one thing I need to do before we get it fully started, and that is to move these torches, because I have been running it just to test it, and these torches get in the way of the tree growth, but if I put them on the dirt there, that should be a lot better. So let's just add that one there as well. And now this thing is ready to go. All I need to do is add a little bit of redstone in down here, just on there. I do need to make that off and onable, but here we go. We have now got a fully automated, fully functional tree farm. He says, there we go, it's going, which is growing as dark oak, spruce and oak. All of the items are getting collected. They're all getting sent through this system here back into the storage system, into these storage drawers here, and as you can see, we're already accumulating more saplings and logs as well, and all of that is connected through here underground past the power station, which is running off the coal from our wither skeleton farm into our storage system here, which is all being controlled by this. As you can see, we've got a reasonable amount of bone meal now. We've still got an absolute ton of bones. We've got plenty of coal to be getting on with. However, I will have to keep my eye on this power station, because if I end up chunk loading this power station, it's going to run through all of that coal, and obviously the wither skeleton farm's only going to actually generate as coal when I'm close enough to the spawner for the withers to spawn. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful with that, but otherwise, yeah, it's all going rather well. And there's literally just enough room in here for everything to grow. Now I could make the roof taller and have these grow even bigger, but I think this is going to be absolutely fine for what we need, because we've now got all of the building materials that I'm going to need to start decorating this place. Because this is going to be a broken down mine, don't forget. Which means it's going to need support struts, all sorts of cobbly, stony gravel stuff like this, and the whole thing's going to need doing. But I'm not going to have time to do that today, because I've already done too much already. So what I'm going to do outside of the video is set up a nice little workshop in here, so when I bring you back in next time, we're all ready to go on starting to do the actual stuff for the mining town for those idiots. Which idiots? These idiots. I haven't done anything for them yet, so there's no wonder they keep staring at me.